of it. A photograph of the Dawn Fairy. I don't suppose anybody's ever taken one before.
Is it going to be light enough to take the photograph? I mean, it's still quite dark, isn't it?
But that's why I've got my flash gun, you see. This will give me enough light. Oh, I better make sure it's working properly, hadn't I? Oh, well, that'll be all right.
I hope it doesn't frighten the Dawn Fairy away. Oh, look. The dawn's breaking.
Just imagine. With this picture, I'll be able to prove that fairies exist, even to people who don't believe in them.
She's coming. The Dawn Fairy.
Oh, no.
Oh, didn't you get it?
No, the flash must have frightened her off. Oh, how disappointing.
Oh, well, never mind. I mean, at least you... Oh, look, she's coming back. Quick, try again. Any better?
No, I'll just have to keep trying.
Strangest lightning I ever did see, that is. Somehow it doesn't look the same way that lightning ought to. Not quite the same colour, it isn't.
There's no thunder, is there?
There's no thunder, Tiddler. Well noticed, that is. Not a single solitary clap of thunder is there. Of course, it doesn't have to thunder just because there's lightning about. But normally it does. I think this deserves further investigation. Well, isn't that typical? Soon as we get here, the lightning stops.
If it was lightning.
As you so rightly say, Tiddler, if it was lightning. But what else could it be? I mean, here we are... Oh, well, what's this? Never seen anything like that before, I haven't.
Neither have I. What do you think it might be?
I'm not sure, Tiddler, that I'm not. But I'll soon riddle it out, don't worry. I think it must be one of them there pencil sharpener things. Well. Would you believe it? It's a lightning machine. It's this that was causing all them flashes.
A lightning machine? Have you ever seen one before, Mutter?
Never, Tiddler, but I'm looking at one now. It's a lightning machine, all right, made, unless I'm very much mistaken, by old Thinkup.
Do you think up, sir? I mean, do you think so?
I'm positive, Tiddler. Who else would have invented such a thing as this but Thinkup, the great inventor? There isn't a Riddler alive who's invented half as many clever things as Thinkup has. He's a legend, he is. A hero, celebrated in songs. He invented a brush with no bristles to use when your carpet doesn't need sweeping.
He invented a silent alarm clock that never disturbs you so you can keep sleeping.
He's
Thinkup, Thinkup, his name will live on forever. Thinkup, Thinkup, he's ever so clever.
You know, he's so clever, he even wrote this song about himself.
And he made the instruments to play the music on.
He invented a spoon with no bottom to use when you don't want to eat too much broth.
He invented a suit which is nothing but hose and can never get damaged by moths.
He's
Thinkup, Thinkup, he's ever so clever. Thinkup, Thinkup, his name will live on forever.
And now he's been and gone and invented a lightning machine. What a genius.
I bet you wish you were as clever as him, don't you, Mothop?
But I am as clever, Tiddler. Possibly even cleverer. It's just that I don't set my mind to inventing things the same way as he has.
But you could never invent anything as clever as this lightning machine, could you?
Well, I could actually, Tiddler.
I bet you couldn't.
I could actually, Tiddler.
You couldn't.
Actually, I could, Tiddler.
I don't think so.
I could, and I'll prove it to you. I'll invent a thunder machine. That's what I'll invent, yes, to go with the lightning machine. That way we can have proper storms and not just the odd footling flash of lightning here and there. I shall call it the Thunderclapper. I shall invent a thunderclapper.
I'd like to see you do it.
You shall, Tiddler. So you shall. No, let's think. What do I need? Right. Come with me to Marjorie's, Tiddler, and you will witness a miracle of invention.
And these are some that I took on holiday last year.
They really are excellent photos, Mr. Grimley. Oh, what a shame you didn't manage to get one of the Dawn Fairy.
No, well, it can't be helped.
Come in. Hello, Mossop.
Ah, hello, Marjorie. I wonder if you could help me to one or two items. I need to make something.
Of course. What do you want?
Well, I would like a cardboard box, 2 tubes of paint, a teaspoon, and a potato. If you could help me to those items, I would be very gratified.
A very strange assortment of objects, Mossop. What on earth are you going to make?
You wouldn't believe him if he told you, Marjorie.
You may laugh, Tiddler, but you'll see this will be the greatest invention that ever was invented.
I can't wait to see it.
Cardboard box, potatoes, paint, and a spoon.
Lovely. Right, OK. The paint, the spoon, 1 potato, 2 potato. Right. There you are.
What, and that's it?
That is it, exactly.
What exactly is it?
It's a thunderclapper, Marjorie.
A thunderclapper?
That's right. A machine to reproduce the mighty roar of thunder. Let me demonstrate. Now, just imagine, if you will, you are out in the storm. The wind is howling all around you. The lightning flashes, and suddenly, as if from nowhere, there comes a mighty earth-shattering clap of thunder, which sounds exactly like this.
Well, that was, pretty frightening, wasn't it?
I must admit, I'm a little disappointed.
It wasn't really very thunderous at all, was it?
Well, I may have failed this time, Tiddler, but I will succeed the next time. You'll see. I'll make a thunderclapper if it's the last thing I do. A Riddler never gives up.
I wonder what that was all about. Why does he want to make a thunderclapper anyway?
He wants to prove that he's as clever as Thinkup at inventing things.
Well, Thinkup? Who's that?
He's the greatest Riddler inventor that there ever was, Marjorie.
Really?
Yes. Thinkup was the most wonderful Riddler inventor, except for one thing. He didn't often make the things which he'd invented. He just sat and thought about them and drew marvellous plans. Then he put the plans in a box, locked it carefully so that his inventions couldn't be stolen by humans, and then had a nice long sleep. In this way, he invented a banjo which played all by itself. It would have floated behind you and played 3 marches and then a waltz. And when it had finished the 4 tunes, it would have begun all over again. And again. And again. Thinkup thought of many marvellous things such as this. Far too many to tell you about. But his best invention was a way of making things invisible. Writing down the way to do this made him feel quite exhausted, and he fell into a deep sleep. As he slept, a Tiddler came by and saw that Thinkup slept with the key to his box in his hand. Well, the Tiddler took the key and opened the box, and the first thing which he drew out was the plan to make the self-playing banjo. So the Tiddler made it. Even though she was a naughty Tiddler, she was a clever Tiddler, good with her hands, and everyone was quite used to her asking for things, so no one took much notice when she asked for screws and wood, and later strings and a tuning fork. After she'd made the banjo, the Tiddler looked at the sheets of paper on which were written the details of how to make the things invisible. It was nothing more than a magic chant, really, and the Tiddler said it softly to herself. Vanish, go, and disappear, but let me know you're always near. There was a lot more, but I wouldn't like to take the chance of you disappearing if I said it all. Enough to tell you that the Tiddler said it, and the box and the banjo vanished. But also vanished were the instructions for bringing these things back again, and the instructions for stopping the banjo from playing. The Tiddler ran away, saying nothing about what she had done. Well, poor Thinkup was never the same after this event, and he took to wandering off, sadly thinking of all the wonderful inventions he might have made, and could make, if only he could open his box again and read his plans. For, as the magic chant had said, the box let him know that it was near by the creaking of its lid as it floated behind, but it would always be invisible. The banjo followed, of course, and continued to play. So, if you ever hear 3 marches and a waltz in the night, don't be alarmed. It's only poor old Thinkup passing by.
Oh, hello, Mossop.
Yeah.
Tiddler was just telling us about Thinkup. He does sound an extraordinary old riddler.
He is, Marjorie, he is. But he's not the only clever riddler in these parts. There is actually another brilliant inventor in this very room.
Oh.
Namely, me.
Invented another thunderclapper, have you, Mossop?
I have, Mr. Grimley, I have. A thunderclapper which would very likely rattle the teeth from out of your head if you heard it, which, looking at the state of your teeth, wouldn't be difficult. And if you happen to be strolling by the greenhouse in 2.5 minutes' time, you may just see me setting it off.
Well, it sounds impressive. Oh, I think I'd like a photograph of this.
Have you lost something, Mr. Grimley?
Well, the flash gun.
Ah, well, you definitely had it out in the garden, but I don't think I've seen it since we've come back in the cottage.
Oh, what a nuisance. I must have dropped it.
What does it look like, Mr. Grimley?
Well, it's sort of about this big, and it's black, and it's got like a little window in the front.
Is this it?
Ah.
Where did you find it?
In the garden. We didn't know it was yours. We thought it was a lightning machine.
A lightning machine. What strange ideas you riddlers have. No. It's a flash gun. You see, I can take photographs with this if there isn't enough light. I know. I'll show you when I take a photograph of Mossop's thunderclapper.
I can't wait to see it.
Neither can I. I just hope it works better than the last one he made. Let's go and have a look.
Come on.
Ha ha! This'll show them. I'd like to see Thinkup invent anything half as clever as this.
Here we are, Mossop. Now, where's this thunderclapper of yours?
Well, you're looking at it, Marjorie.
What, that?
That's right, Marjorie. That is the thunderclapper. I expect you're wondering how it works.
Well, yes, it had crossed my mind.
Well, I'll explain. It's very simple, actually, as all great inventions are. What you do is pull on that string to recreate the sound of thunder. The string pulls out the broom handle, and then the whole kit and caboodle come crashing to the floor with a mighty roar of thunder.
Well, I must get a picture of this. Mossop, if you'd like to stand next to it, then I can get a photograph of you and your invention.
Oh, great, yes, right. Quite right, Mr. Grimley, quite right. A moment like this deserves to be recorded.
Good. Say cheese.
Pardon me, Mr. Grimley, but why should I say a thing like that? Not a very sensible remark, isn't cheese? Unless somebody asks you what you've had for dinner, and you happen to have had cheese.
No, Mossop. What Mr. Grimley wants is for you to smile. And when you say cheese, you show your teeth and it looks like you're smiling. Look. Cheese!
Oh, I see. In that case, anything to oblige, Mr. Grimley. Cheese! Oh dear.
It did sound like thunder.
Rick, help me get him out.
Marjorie, something's just struck me.
Oh, dear.